Hey, what is up, guys? We're here with another character breakdown today. If you haven't seen our character breakdown videos before, we talk about a character's notable normals, special moves, v skill, v trigger, as well as a basic game plan for the character. Talking about Bison today. Man, he is slow on his feet. His walk speed is crazy slow, but his mobility overall is really good. He has incredibly fast forward and backwards dashes, you can see here. He moves around the screen really well. But besides that, he also has his Devil's Reverse, and you can choose to stay at about full screen, right? So you can just move forward a little bit, or you can move almost full screen there with Devil's Reverse, and he still has his crouching heavy kick, which is about a half screen slide as well. So Bison's mobility is not very traditional because you don't just walk around, right? But he does have good mobility overall. It just takes a little bit more thinking and maneuvering than maybe just walking around on your feet. But besides his mobility, he has some good normals. Standing medium kick. There's a nice horizontal button there, has a good hitbox. Crouching medium kick as well, and it's also cancelable crouching medium kick, which is pretty nice. He has his down forward heavy punch. This is super great because this button is a crush counter, and it also lunges him forward. As you can see there, every time you hit it, it moves you forward, and you can combo after it. So it's a pretty nice button, leads to pretty good damage, and it's a crush counter, and it moves him forward. That's a big one. Standing medium punch there is your main combo starter. You can combo it into a bunch of stuff, including crouching medium punch, which is also another really nice button. Has good range on it. Special cancelable as well. Crouching heavy punch is his anti-air. This is going to be your go-to. It actually has a really good hitbox in this game, which is awesome for Bison. He has a good way to anti-air people. Standing heavy kick is really fast normal, and you can combo off of it as well. This is one of those things where you're going to dash into standing heavy kick a lot. That's a button you're going to hit a lot. So dash throw is real nice, and then once you have them thinking about that, dash into heavy kick, into flames, into whatever you want, right? Really nice stuff. Let's talk about his crush counters. I brought up one of them already. So the two crush counters that you're going to use, standing heavy kick, like I mentioned, you're going to do this out of dash and stuff a lot. This is really nice. You can combo a bunch of big buttons out of it, including that down forward heavy punch that we talked about, and get some pretty nice damage there, as well as his down forward heavy punch. And that's a crush counter as well. So two pretty big beefy buttons that are crush counters. Bison likes to pump out damage, and his crush counters are really nice for that. So let's take counter hit off here, reset things, and talk about his special moves. The first one is Psycho Blast, which takes place, Psycho Crusher is what you used to have, which is back forward punch. It's a charge move, and it looks just like that. It's a light version, medium version, and heavy version. The EX version actually shoots a projectile that moves along the screen just like that, hits twice. Really good for getting himself in there, especially at this range. You can just come in behind the projectile and go for some mix-ups and stuff, or even when you knock somebody down, you can shoot the fireball behind it, and if they stand up, then they're going to get hit by it. It's really nice. So Psycho Blast is really good for him, helps him get in. Double knee press, again, back forward charge motion. It's same old, same old. This is the scissor kicks you know and love. The EX version has a bunch of fancy stomps on the head, looks real pretty. And that's going to be one of your main moves that you'll combo into, right? The scissor kicks, especially since it leaves them standing now. Head press, I showed this off earlier when I talked about mobility. It's a down-up charge. Oh no! That's real unfortunate, isn't it? Thanks to Street Fighter V servers. Let's just hop back into training mode. But yeah, anyway, head press is a down-up charge with kick. I showed it off earlier, and I mentioned that it's a really good mobility tool. And it definitely is. And you can choose not to cancel it into Devil's Reverse if you just want to go for the head stomp, or you can choose to let it hit and then go for the follow-up afterwards. So it is a really nice move, head press. It is something that you're going to use often for mobility, for faking people out. It's a really good tool that more often than not, I think people will see used from Bison. So it looks just like this if you don't let it happen, and then you can come down with that. You can actually combo off that as well. Or you can hit a button in the air and you get Devil's Reverse just like that. So whether you hit a button or not determines the angle you can approach from, and obviously you can combo off that as well. So that is what head press looks like. Psycho Inferno is his only non-charge move. It's quarter circle back. Looks just like that. So quarter circle back punch. This is the only move that's not a charge move. If you're worried that Bison's a charge character and it's going to be super tough to play him if you don't like charge characters, don't worry. His charge times are really low, and you can always combo into this, which is not a charge move at all. So it's pretty nice. The EX version looks like this. Real cool looking, all kinds of flames. Let's talk about his V skill. I had a recording before the server died, but that's not going to be there anymore. So I'll set up recording and set him to throw a fireball because Bison's V skill is an anti-projectile one. So when your opponent throws a fireball, if you just tap it, you'll absorb the fireball there. If you hold on to V skill, you'll actually shoot it back. and the projectile you shoot back hits twice, which means it'll blow through whatever your opponent's doing. It's really, really nice. Let's talk a little bit about his V reversal. It's 4+3 punch. It is a knockdown. You can see in the upper right there, it does add some white life when it hits. Really nice. It's a very nice V reversal. It gets the job done pretty well. And finally, V trigger. This is the big one for Bison. So I mentioned earlier that this dash doesn't go through my opponents. When you're in V trigger, that changes. So you are now able to go through your opponents. That's the first big change, right? And you can see in the bottom left that his V trigger lasts for a long time also. It's not a V trigger that's temporary and you won't think about it. It's a very nice V trigger. And also all his special moves gain more damage. See, scissor kicks there, does 90 damage. If I'm not in V trigger, it does 70 damage. So all the special moves do extra damage. You also gain a special property that you can cancel special moves into each other without charging. So stuff like that, doing EX Fireball into EX Stomps or something like that, is usually something that's not possible because of charge time. But you can get these crazy fancy combos that are not usually possible because of the ability to do stuff like that, which is crazy. So you can just cancel all your specials into each other to spend all your meter. It's really nice. Bison becomes real buff when he is in V-Trigger. It's a really big buff. And it makes him really powerful. So his V-Trigger gives him an extra little bit of mobility because you can now dash through opponents, gives him extra combo potential, gives him extra damage overall. It's a really nice V-Trigger, and it lasts forever. And since he can build it up really easily by absorbing projectiles and shooting them back, Bison's V-Trigger is really scary. So Bison's a really good character for people who like big chunky damage, who are creative with their mobility, who don't mind playing charge characters, and you can just really get in there, especially with stuff like his Devil's Reverse. Speaking of which, his Devil's Reverse in V-Trigger, oh man, it's crazy. So check this out. First of all, Head Stomp is now, yeah, it crosses up. So if you hit any punch and do your Devil's Reverse, you're going to land up on the other side, which is crazy, and the EX one is super hard to keep track of. So yeah, definitely this move is really good in V-Trigger. And it's something that I think you're going to see a lot from Bison players because, yeah, man, it is so good and really hard to block, especially since you can guide it and move it around. So that is Bison in a nutshell. Thanks to the Street Fighter V servers for kicking me off in the middle of my character breakdown. Hopefully you guys enjoyed anyway, and I'll see you guys again soon.